Hello, everyone. Welcome to our second episode of TOG. Disclaimer, we are trash people and unqualified to discuss topics that may come up. We are just trash friends who come together to make memories. I'm Kip. With me is...
I'm Brock.
Unfortunately, we don't have T or Alan here today because they decided they didn't like us enough to stay and not go on vacation.
Stay in the country. They actually left the country and are never coming back.
They left the country. They didn't like us. They said, we're taking a long vacation. Fuck you guys.
Yeah, long fucking vacation.
Yeah, dude. No props to them though, honestly. But
especially going to like another country too, like that's not like the UK or France, like like a developed nation. Like they're actually going to a place that's totally fucking different. Like he sent me a couple pictures. He was like the most stunning thing. He's like the lack of architecture code here. He was like, they'll make fucking buildings out of anything. And some of them look crazy, and some of them are like really cozy, like cafe kind of like designs. Like he's like, it looks really cool over here.
I bet. Like
he said it's hot as fuck, though.
Oh.
He's like, it's miserably hot.
Yeah, dude, you see where they're at? This is fucking insane. Like,
I think he said average 80 to 90 every day.
Nah, dude, I can't do that.
Couldn't, dude. That's so fucking bad, dude.
Maybe if I grew up in that kind of environment.
Yeah, that'd be different, and you know how to deal with it and shit like that. But when you're accustomed to, 30 degrees half the year and then 70, 80, the rest, like 80 to 90, dude, I'd be in air conditioning wherever I could find it.
Yeah, it could be fucking raining, and it could still be fucking sunny outside.
Do you know how fucking muggy it would be over there, too, after a rain? Oh, like the waking up after, like, a storm overnight and 90-degree fucking humidity wall.
The amount of bugs too.
Oh my god, that would drive me crazy.
I would die.
That's the only thing that would like crack my psyche in a survival situation is the bugs.
Oh yeah,
I'm just so sick of shit crawling on me and things like that, like or not leaving me alone. Like when there's one fly in the house, I will hunt it the fuck down because it won't leave me alone.
Yeah, that's how I feel. Like. Just go away.
Yeah, leave me alone and I won't hunt you down. But like you have to be right here next to me, buzzing on my ear or landing right in my field of fucking vision. Like you're gonna die.
Yeah. It's gonna take a while, but you're gonna
die. And it's like, I guess in a survival situation you might have the time, but there's just so many in a situation that I feel like you just crack and just start screaming at a certain point. Yeah. Like it's just
It's like, so then going based off of that, one of my topics was like, if you had one insect you had, like, we're all like in a radius around you, like I say like a 50-mile radius, what is one insect that you have to choose? Like
I know where
they
are,
or like how, like where they are and how many, or you can do, I guess, like a little less kind of paranoia. You just know how many there are around you.
Do I have to pick something that's localized to me, or can I pick like a fucking scorpion?
Localized.
Damn it! I was gonna say it's like a scorpion.
That'd be fucking boring,
no
bro.
Scorpions anywhere near me. But like
you see one, like, what the fuck? Where's that at? Actually,
I'm just trying to think of like what there's not a fucking gazillion of, because like at a certain point you're just gonna get overwhelmed with how much shit is just nearby you. Like there's just so much. Because, like, you pick ants. Like, there's got to be a fucking million ants within a 50-mile radius, and that's probably a really low estimate. Like, it's probably more towards, like, 1 billion.
Yeah. We'll just go, like, you just know the number, not where they are.
Okay.
Because then I feel like if you know where they're at, you're just gonna fuck with you so much.
Yeah, you know how, like, insane that would be? Like, there's one under me right fucking now. Like, I can't find it.
Like, I fucking cleared a 50-mile radius. Where is it at?
Just walking around with a flamethrower.
Yeah.
I probably would... Oh, man. Honeybees.
Honeybees?
Yeah, specifically honeybees. I don't want to know how many wasps are around me. Fuck wasps. Wasps suck.
Yeah.
But, like honeybees particularly, like, because... I mean, this is like a really lame answer, but it's like I like gardening's really fun and shit like that. So it's like knowing what's around for pollinating and shit like that. It's like, and they're dying anyway. So it's like if you could cultivate what's nearby you and try to save it. I don't know. I mean, that's a really lame fucking answer, but it's like it's something that wouldn't drive me fucking crazy.
It could help you out.
Yeah, I was like, ultimately, it would really help you out. Ultimately, like honey's a source. I think we learned in the first episode. I don't know if that one was posted, the one where we did like the quiz, but wasn't honey the only food that didn't spoil?
It doesn't spoil.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I was gonna say spiders.
I mean, spiders, like, if they weren't so weird looking, like, they're really fucking helpful animals to have around.
Yeah, they're helpful.
Yeah.
But they're fucking creepy as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Because like you're like I live in the basement.
Yep.
I sleep in the basement, and it's fucking so shitty when you're like, your room is clean as fuck,
but there's
a spider there. Like, where are you coming from, bro?
It's like, how'd you get in here?
Yeah, how'd you get in here?
Yep.
It's like, I gotta kill you. If you weren't in here, I wouldn't kill you.
Yeah, it's like just wrong place, wrong time, dude.
Yeah,
you just stay out of sight, and I wouldn't have bothered you. But
out of sight, out of mind.
Yeah, exactly.
That's basically it. I'm like,
if it's a daddy long leg, I do what I can to not kill it, because those are the ones that eat like most pests and all pests, and honestly they don't look as creepy because they're not super fuzzy. Like the body's really just tiny dot.
Yeah.
But like when it's anything other than that, I'm like, I don't know what kind of spider you are, and I know spiders jump, so like I'm not taking that risk, and I'm going to kill you now. Like I just don't know. I don't even know if it's a large amount that like jump and can move fast like that, but like I'm not taking that chance. I don't want one to jump on me.
Jumping spiders are fucking the worst.
Horrifying, dude. I'm so glad that I live in a part of the world that doesn't have like the fist-sized spiders and shit like that.
Oh, you mean Australia?
Dude, Australia is a fucking thunderdome of animals, dude. Yeah. Like the ones that burrow under the fucking ground and shit like that, that are the size of like a football. Like no. I'm not even stepping on that. I don't like the what if it grabs my foot? Yeah. Like I'm not doing that.
I lost my foot because of a fucking spider.
Yes, and like I'm not even sure like how much damage it could really do to your foot, but like the psychological damage of seeing a spider that big latched onto my foot, I would never recover.
It's like the phenomenon where like the wind currents change in Australia, where all the spiders go up in the air. I was like, is that actually real? And it's real, and I'm like, yeah, I'm never going there.
Seriously, like that's a country that I would love to visit, but I'm only staying on the coastline.
Yeah,
like I'm only like Sydney. Like I think it's the east coast of that country that is like the most populated. Okay. Like if you look at a population density map of Australia, like it's just the coast. Like there's no dots on like the middle of the country, the outback, because like it's all impossible, inhospitable fucking land. Like it's just like there's a few people that live out there that are like for like research purposes or shit like that, but like no one's casually living out in the fucking outback.
Yeah, like no offense to you guys, but you know, your place is kind of.
Have you ever heard of Sam Kinison?
No.
He's a comedian. He was old. He used to be a mega pastor, and then I think his wife cheated on him, and like everything went south, and he became a stand-up comedian after that. But he has a really funny fucking bit where he's like talking about world hunger, and he's like, if you want to end world hunger, stop sending them food. Don't send them another fucking bite. What you do is you send them U-Hauls, and you send them a guy that says, hey, I don't know, we've been driving your food out here for, I don't know, the last 20 years or something, and it occurred to us on our way over here that there wouldn't be world hunger if you people would live where the fucking food is. And just like starts screaming. And he's like, you see this? This is sand. You know what's going to be in 100 years? Fucking sand.
I mean, he's not wrong.
Yeah, no, it is a really funny way of looking at things. He has since passed, unfortunately. But he's a really good fucking comedian that hands down was like trailblazing a lot of comedy the time that he came out. So I watched some of his stuff a while ago, and it's a little dated on some of the jokes that he makes, especially towards women and things like that.
There's a lot of jokes.
But like you can go back to like fuck, why can't I remember his name right now? It's so frustrating. Stand-up comedian, what is his name? He's still alive today and he's in tons of movies. He was in what is his name? That's kind of frustrating. I don't know. He's a black comedian. He's a little older now by today's standards, but like I don't know. He's a really famous. He did a lot of what movies is he in? That frustrates me so much. Hold on.
You can find one movie, so then you could definitely find out who he is. You said black comedian.
From like the 80s. Yeah, he's in tons of stuff. This is so annoying. Because like his name is so big, and the fact that I'm not remembering it is kind of silly.
Now when you find out, you're going to be more silly.
It's going to be really silly, because it's not Chris Rock, it's not Richard Pryor, Eddie Murphy.
How'd you forget Eddie Murphy?
I don't know how I forgot Eddie Murphy's fucking name, but Eddie Murphy, like some of his old comedy is really like it lands because it's funny, but like if you were to put a special on Netflix today with that same shit, it would immediately get canceled. Like, but like Richard Pryor too. I'm just throwing out Richard Pryor's name, like just not saying anything about it. Richard Pryor is one of the funniest comedians of all time. But anyways, yeah, I don't know if you know Richard Pryor, but no, he's great. Anyways,
Eddie Murphy has a new movie.
I was gonna say he's still doing tons of stuff.
Yeah, for a while I think he didn't do a lot of things.
It was like after like the 2008 financial crash, he was in a ton of stuff with like the Adam Sandler style movies and stuff like that. Maybe not exactly with Adam Sandler, but like those family comedy movies. He was in tons of those, and then movies changed for a while. He was gone, and then now he started to come back.
He did a movie with Jonah Hill. It's called You People.
You People.
Yeah.
That sounds great.
I watched it with Sean.
Yeah.
It was pretty fucking good. It was honestly pretty good. Then he did the Beverly Hills Cops. That was all right.
Yeah, it was all right.
Every franchise has a lot of movies.
Yep.
Yeah.
Cash grab.
It's better than most of the other cash grab movies.
I mean, yeah, I'm not gonna there's some guilty pleasure cash grab movies without a doubt. Like, I mean, you can take the Fast and Furious line and shit on it as much as you want, but they are entertaining movies to watch. They have no plot to them. They're absolutely one-dimensional movies that you can see exactly what's coming from a mile fucking away, but it's still entertaining.
Oh, dude!
And every single one of them is a cash grab.
I
maybe
like
after Tokyo Drift,
but I just shut my brain off.
Yeah,
like I can do that with movies and TV shows.
Yeah.
I will shut my brain off.
It's not the point of a movie. The point of a movie isn't to poke holes in it. It's like it's just enjoy the story. Yeah, it's like the D&D movie, for example. It's like that's a great movie, but like there's tons of holes that you can poke in it because it's D&D. Yeah. But it's like it's a great fucking story. It's a great fucking movie. Like it's just fun to watch.
Yeah, I recently watched the 2016 World of Warcraft movie.
How was that? I never watched that.
I liked it personally.
Yeah. See, and that's where you get a lot of these things of like, I did like the Assassin's Creed movie. It was entertaining. Absolutely dog shit rendition of the story. Like calling it Assassin's Creed did it a disjustice. Like all they should have done was take one of the game stories and turn it into a movie. Instead they went their own fucking route and did whatever they wanted to do with it. Yeah, it was an entertaining story. That was Assassin's Creed on the big screen. Like, oh, that's fun to watch.
Yeah, that's what they do with most like game.
Yeah, they make their own story.
But they shouldn't.
They shouldn't. The Last of Us showed us that you don't have to do that.
They did change things with a little bit of Last of Us, but they did
stuck with the continuity of the story. Like they
had to do it to fit like actual like action.
Exactly. You can't one-to-one it because like there's part of a game where you're playing the story, and it's like you don't do that on a TV, so you have to share a lot of information that you don't get playing in the show. So like a lot of background and character development and shit that you normally get playing, you have to give in the show. So obviously they have to shift around a lot of things to get you to understand what's going on. But like I feel like they did it in a way that was not intrusive.
Yeah.
Like they and I haven't seen the Fallout show either. I don't know that's set I think a little bit after the events of Fallout 4. So like I know but it's still canon from what they say.
Okay.
So it's like doing something that's canonical, I think, is really important too. Like if you do like what they did with the Witcher, the first time, the Witcher Blood Hunt or whatever like it is, the first Witcher show, not the second Witcher show.
I haven't watched The Witcher.
I didn't watch the second Witcher show. I just know the first Witcher show. They tried to make their own story, and it is, I think, considered one of the worst video game renditions of anything on the film.
Oh, really?
Like it's considered one of the worst. And then Henry Cavill came along, who played the games, and then they made the Witcher show that is now, and that's obviously that blew the fuck up.
Because he loves games,
exactly.
Like he has some sway to like, hey, this is what happens.
I think
he
said that he did multiple times in the show. Be like, I'm not gonna do it if we don't do it the way that we're supposed to. Because I mean, I also probably would say that, and it's half because you probably care for the game, the other half because if you don't, your reputation will be completely fucking destroyed.
Oh yeah, because he came out as like he loves playing those types of games, so like you gotta stick with it. Like I understand like some things with the director you can't like come to a compromise, but he's been successful. Like, hey, this is what actually happens.
I think it'd be ridiculous to pick a director that like didn't play the game. I feel like that'd be such like a... I mean, maybe it's hard to find.
Oh, it's definitely hard to find.
Yeah, but like at the same time, it's like when you're making a game that has like a cult following, especially games that are as big as like The Witcher. I think The Witcher is still considered the best RPG ever made.
Oh yeah. I feel like all they really have to do is just go to YouTube, search up, hey, storyline.
Yeah, seriously, just give me a plot
breakdown. Sit
breakdown.
there for an hour to 2 hours just watching that. You will like usually people that explain it are pretty good.
They do a really good job, dude. There's video essays of like games like Outer Wilds where like the genuine point of the game is for you to build your own conclusions, and they still explain it to a point that's like you understand the game completely without playing it.
Yeah,
where it's just like the fact that some of these guys can do these breakdowns on it, like no, it's some fantastic stuff on YouTube. Like, dude, there's an entire channel dedicated to Red Dead story, and like, there's fucking 8-hour videos on there, and it's not like repetitive content. Like, it's this dude talking for 8 fucking hours on one topic in the game.
Yeah, that's insane. Yeah,
like,
that's what I do sometimes when I like something, like a game wise, and I want to know more about it.
Yeah,
I will look it up. Like, hey, I just want to know more about it because it's interesting.
Expand on my questions because like, there's a lot of things in the game that either one, I don't have the time to like in Red Dead, it's like you're never going to experience everything in that game in one playthrough. Yeah. There's just too much. Like at a certain point, you just want to continue the story and beat the game. Yeah. And like it's not like a diss on the game. It's just that game, it took me 120 hours for one playthrough. Like that's most games are 40 to 50 hours. So it's like, you dedicate 120 hours is like 7 days, 6 days of consistent playthrough. Yeah. So it's like, I don't know. It's very nice to have something you can go to and just be like, I just want to listen to have it breaking down for me because it's like it doesn't take away from the game because like usually I'll play everything I wanted to play. Yeah. If I didn't want to play it, having it told to me fills in the gaps that I needed to have filled, but without me having to go through the monotonous work of doing the job.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Because like there's some missions in that game that not to like gun it straight to Redemption 2, but like there's some missions in that game where you're like, okay, I'm not a fucking errand boy. Like I just like let me go rob a train. Like I don't want to go collect $13 from this fucking guy. Yeah.
I didn't finish the one with the love letters between those two families. I'm like I just that was just me being an errand boy. I was like I just don't want to do that.
I had the same issue with that one. I don't think I finished that one either because at a certain point like they're just gonna kill each other anyway. Yeah. Like those families hate each other way too much. Yeah. I did like the chapter when you were in the South quite a bit, like but once you had the first guy take the L, like I was like, oh no. Yeah. Like that was the first heartbreak of the game, dude, because like you meet him for such a short amount of time, but like you fall in love with that character. Like I love that interaction where he's calling you old. Yeah. And shit like that. Like that's just funny. But yeah, no, it's definitely nice to have the video documentaries.
Oh yeah. I guess another topic I have is I was thinking about it when I was at work. To be honest, it's not a good one or a bad one. It's basically if you could tell if you're gonna go to hell or heaven. Like you say, if you believe in hell or heaven, right? If you could tell where you would go, would that change your behavior at all?
Do you have the ability to change after you found out? Yeah. I mean,
let's go both ways. Like, say, if you can't change it, it's like set in stone because, like, you got your sins and you got.
Yeah, I mean, if you can't change it, I mean, what's the point of knowing? It's like at a certain point, it's like if you knew you were going to hell, like I guess you'd be tortured the rest of your life trying to prolong your life. Yeah. Or it's like if you knew you were going to heaven, would you just end it and be like, all right?
But like, I guess would that
I mean, that is a sin. Like if you commit suicide, you do not get into heaven, from what I understand of the Christian faith. Yeah. But if we're in a world where you find out and nothing changes, I feel like that would do nothing but incentivize you to die. Yeah. If it was in a world where things did change, I do feel like you probably would live in a better world where people would want to try to be better. But then I also feel like there would be a significant disconnect because people aren't doing it to be nice. They're doing it because they are trying to get into their internal peace.
We could go a step further than that. Say, hey, it has to be genuine. You got to be genuine about it.
It has to be genuine change. Yeah. So that's fair. And then that's I mean, I certainly would want to know at that point because it's like the possibility of I mean, there's a lot of different descriptions of heaven because
Mm-hmm.
some people believe that, heaven is worshiping every day and praying every day.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe then I might want to go to hell.
Yeah.
Because, like, that might be my own personal hell if I have to go and pray every day.
Yeah.
But, like, if it's my own personal fucking heaven, like, I'm going to live as best as I fucking can because, like, that's eternity. And you're living in the best possible. Like, fuck these 100 years here. They could be miserable.
Yeah.
Doing genuine, kind service for people, and absolutely breaking my back to do good shit. But it's like an eternity, an absolute paradise. Absolutely.
Yeah. I was like, when I was thinking about it, I was like, people would definitely change. You would definitely have people doing it for the wrong reasons, but also the right reasons.
And it's like, I guess,
I just want to know, like, the things I do, because sometimes I do things just, like, helping someone out,
right,
just out of my own, free will. I just want to know if, like, hey, does my good deed outweigh the bad deeds that I've done?
You hear Alan say it a lot. No good deed goes unpunished.
Yeah.
And that's a very, very real fucking thing. And the most important thing, at least in the real world, to measure a lot of those things, like, the universe is indifferent to right and wrong. Right and wrong is a completely man-made concept. If you go and murder somebody, you aren't being punished by the universe. You're being punished by man.
Yeah.
By the laws that they set. So it's like the reality of right and wrong is a very, very, very individual concept, which does kind of suck because what's right to another is wrong to someone else.
Yeah.
So it's like that does kind of leave you with this blank, empty slate of, like, interpretation of, like, as long as you feel that you are in the position of you've done more right than wrong, then that's the right spot to be in. If you feel like you're in a spot where the wrong heavily outweighs the right, then there's changes to be made. But it's like unfortunately, there's no real calculator for that because it's like no matter, you can do one wrong thing and a million good things, but the guilt from one wrong thing can massively outweigh the millions of rights that you've done. So it's like there's a lot of work in the element of, like, there is no outweighing bad deeds.
Yeah.
Bad deeds are done. Bad deeds happen, and that's the case of it. The way to absolve the feeling of doing something bad is, and I'm not trying to be like Christian in this sense, but it's repentance. It's in a certain point accepting that you've done something incorrect, apologizing for it, and trying to make things better. There are things in my life that I've done that are incorrect where you go to try to apologize to that person. They don't accept that apology. They don't want anything to do with you at that point. It's over. And that, unfortunately, is also a reality of things that you have to accept. Where it's just like, there's some things that you do that are wrong that cannot be right. But that's also something that is 100% a part of being a human being. I don't think there's anybody on this planet that has never done a wrong that can't be righted.
Yeah.
Like, and that doesn't mean that they've done some terrible shit, but it's like some people really do. Like, if you slight someone in the wrong way, it's like some people don't give people second chances, and that's the end of the road.
Yeah.
So it's like that's part of the realization of, like, okay, moving forward, I need to roll with the interpretation that I might not get a second chance. So it's like there's a little bit more of a weight into the decision-making process before it happens rather than trying to repent afterwards.
Yeah, for me, I have a thing. It's either, to me, it's the best. It helps me be more happy is that I will cut someone out.
That's the point.
If there are if there being too much negativity in my life or, like, unhappiness to me personally, I will cut you out without a second thought.
I used to struggle a lot with cutting people out of my life until you do it for the first time and you're like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Like, how much easier things are literally the day after you cut someone out of your life because you're like, I'm just wiping that off. I'm washing my hands.
Yeah, your problem, like, those types of problems are no longer your problems no more. I've seen it with my family members where they will keep that problem, get rid of the problem, and could get it back.
Yep.
And you're like, why?
Well, and there's a big thing, too, with, like, if you're going to cut people out of your life, then it's very important to draw your lines in concrete and not in sand. Because it's like, you draw a line in the sand, someone wipes over it and draws another line a little bit further back, and then you're like, all right, that's the new line now. And then that's not cutting someone out at a certain point. Because, like, cutting someone out is not an easy thing to do, and it's not as easy as someone wants to make it sound. It's not an easy choice to make. Like, obviously, everyone feels bad about having to cut someone that they saw as a friend out of their life. But it's like there's a very important philosophy that was told to me that's always keep good company.
Yeah.
If it's not good company, then it's not, why are you in their company?
Yeah.
It's there's no point.
Yeah, you don't want the toxic people in your life. I have definitely cut out a lot of people, even like former friends.
Yeah.
Is just.
I mean, but like what? You don't have any other choice.
Yeah.
And it's like at a certain point, I don't think there's anything that's inherently, especially I don't think there's anything inherently wrong with that. Because like there's nothing lasts forever. Yeah. So it's like most people need to realize, especially if you're the one that's gotten cut out of someone's life, like it's very important to remember, like, all right, well, I fucked up. Yeah. That you don't get that back. So it's like now you need moving forward. You just don't do what you did again with the people you meet in the future. Yeah. It's like there's a level of acceptance that those people have to learn too. Because like cutting someone out isn't made just of like I'm washing my hands of you. Part of it is like you need to learn that this isn't how you behave.
Yeah, it's definitely a growing process that I think, like, hey...
I mean, I'm sure you've been cut out of someone's life, and I've also been cut out of someone's life, too. Oh, yeah. So it's like, at a certain point, it's like there's lessons you have to learn in that. Because, like, it's a shitty feeling.
Yeah, that's why I feel like I don't try and make as many friends, like, outside of work, besides the friend group we have now, which is, like, really the tight group of just, like, the four of us.
I don't make a lot of like friends per se, because like
I guess friends like close friends.
Yeah, like my close friends are my close friends. Like I've pretty much I'm friended up in that area. Yeah, like the people around me are pretty much the people that I hang out with. Like I will make acquaintances and like friends outside of that, air quotes. But it's like those people, if they just hit me up out of the blue and like, hey, you want to go hang out? It's like I'm probably gonna want to stick to just doing my own thing that day, rather than wanting to go hang out with those people. Yeah. So, but it's like a close friend is a different situation. It's like that's a much different line. But it's like at a certain point, I feel like a lot of those relationships are built over a long time, and it's like I don't have the time anymore to build up a long time friendship. So it's like you kind of get what you got. Yeah.
I do distance myself from people to an extent, like, hey, I'm going to keep you at arm's length. Yeah. Because, like, I don't, like you said, I don't have the time. Yeah. We're still, like, I know that we're still young. Of course. In a sense to some people. But, like, I don't have the time to, like, to let you in. Because that could backfire. Like, with the, no offense to people, but nowadays, like, you let someone in, they will most likely backstab you.
Yeah. Like, right now, it's really hard to find
in either relationships or
self-motivated people. Yeah. It's like, it's not like, I don't really genuinely believe that everyone's out to intentionally backstab people, but I do think that people are very self-motivated today. Yeah. And it's like, as soon as they see an opportunity to better themselves, they will take a step over somebody to get there.
Which is so shitty.
Which is shitty, but it's like, and I try not to like see it as like an intentional move, because like you got to think about it in your own shoes. It's like if you saw a position to step up, it's like you'd want to take it. But like at a certain point, like there's an element of like understanding the decision you're making, and like the certain amount of guilt that goes with some people that make that decision, and some people obviously don't feel that.
Yeah, it's like with us, you could ask something of me, and I'll, like, 90% of the time, I will.
As long as you're not asking me to do something fucking absurd.
Yeah, I will. I will say yes.
Exactly.
Like even Alan, when he asked me at like something at night, or like Alan and T, they ask me, "Hey, what are you doing right now?" Or they call, like, usually T calls me because Alan never calls me unless he actually needs something. Like, hey, what are you doing today? Nothing. Do you want to come over? I'm like, sure. Yeah. Or do you want to do this, or this?
I mean, shit, they're leaving for 3 weeks, and like they just were like, hey, can you take care of everything here while we're gone? And I was like, I don't care. Yeah, that's fine. Like, it's like, it adds a significant amount to my schedule every day, and has absolutely like put a lot more on my plate. But it's like, it's for people that I give a shit about. So it's like there's no element of like, this sucks.
The amount of trust gives, like, that
shows
that too, in you is really big. It's like, how many people on your hand can you count? Like, you can
didn't talk to his parents once before that happened. They left without talking to me, and we're like, yeah, he's got it. Yeah. like that was that offset me. Like, his mom loves those chickens and their dog, and was like, yeah, he's got it.
Oh yeah, I forgot about their dog. I'm not gonna lie.
Seriously, yeah. Like, so it's like it's a lot at once, because like going from taking care of nothing to taking care of 40 fucking chickens and 2 dogs. Yeah. Like, it's definitely a scoop up, but it's like the amount of shit that they've done for me in the past, where it's just like I feel like this is small peanuts.
Yeah,
to compare to what I should be doing for them anyway. So.
It is a real thing where I can't say no to his parents. It is real hard. Mm-hmm. The only thing I can say no is to when his dad offers me a drink all the time. I'm like, he's slowly breaking me down. Where I'm like, you know what, dude, I will take a drink.
That's what he does.
It's like, I don't drink beer. Beer's not my cup of alcohol. But he's slowly breaking me down. Where, hey, I will take a beer from you because I know you will choose the good shit from it.
That's also the biggest thing. Like, as I grew up with his family, so it's like there's a big part of like my tastes are all sorts of fucked up because I didn't have to drink like Burnett's and like cheap nasty shit, because when I'd come over here they'd have like tequila from Mexico or like the top shelf vodka and shit like that, and they'd be like, you can drink, just you gotta drink here.
Yeah.
And
don't underage drink. Don't do that.
Yeah, don't do that. And we were of age, of course.
We were of age, yeah.
But it's crazy because then you go back and then you try to drink the cheap shit, the shit that you could actually afford. You're like, like fuck it, this is terrible. Like they definitely give me a taste of the high life.
Yeah, they do, which is a good and bad thing.
But they don't ever give it to you in excess.
Yeah,
they give it to you to a point where you're like, I want more of that, and they try to get you to go get it yourself.
Yeah, his fucking beer that he has in the fucking keg, dude.
Yeah,
I think it was good.
Yeah. I think it was Dragon's Milk, isn't it?
No, it was like Sapporo or something.
Oh, Sapporo, yeah.
I think somewhere. I could be saying it wrong. I think
Sapporo is right.
So right. I don't know. It's some alcohol, some beer. I tried it for the first time. It was pretty good. So I had about, I would usually for
Sapporo.
Sure. If he has in a keg, yeah, fuck it.
I guess you wouldn't know because I was in a keg.
Yeah. He's like, try it. I was like, all right. I had about like three glasses of that. I was like, it's all right. He's like, you like it? I was like, yeah. We're going to have it for the wedding. I was like, okay.
It says it's a Japanese beer. I don't know if I've ever had a Japanese beer. Because I've never had the Sapporo. I've only heard Alan talk about it.
Well, ask his dad.
I know. I probably could just go over there and get one right fucking now. But
if he has it.
Yeah.
I'm assuming he has it.
Yeah, he does not drink nearly as much as he used to.
Oh, yeah. He's a busy man.
Yeah, he's got a lot of shit. I mean, fuck, dude. They're 3 weeks in a foreign country.
I think the first week is over now. They got 2 more weeks left.
Yeah, first week's over now. They did a lot of, like, meeting with the family and stuff like that. The first week, he said that was kind of like, eh. But, like, he said now they're getting into the touristy stuff. Like, he sent me a message today that I forgot to reply to because I was like, fuck you, dude. He just said, I would just went caving in a third world for your disenjoyment and above a ground stone jar.
and something else.
Yeah, he's fucking with me. And then he sent me a picture of a Buddha statue. Mm-hmm. And then if you zoom in close, there's a dog trying to achieve enlightenment.
Yeah. Okay.
I thought that was really cute.
I respect that dog, yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, I just kind of reading over some of the stuff that he said. So I asked him, what's been your favorite part so far? And he said, I'd probably have to say seeing the architecture of some of the buildings. Impressive because of the scarce amount of quality building materials or any code, but some of them are wildly extravagant. Some of them are slumming, but some are cute, quiet cafes. They're supposedly seeing waterfalls and stuff like that soon.
Oh, that would probably be beautiful.
I'm sure that's gorgeous.
Yeah.
I've been seeing a lot of pictures from Vietnam.
Mm-hmm.
And they're really like capitalizing their tourist industry and stuff like that. And I think one of the biggest caves in the world is in Vietnam too.
Wow.
It's like I'm gonna butcher the amount of distance, but they said you could fit, I think, the island of Manhattan inside of that cave.
Oh.
Like it's that fucking. It has its own ecosystem and weather system.
Oh, that's insane.
Yeah, like it's fucking huge. We've only been into it a handful of times because it's so hard to get to.
Mm-hmm.
But it's one of like the biggest places that we're studying right now, from what I understand. Because like we're like, one, how the fuck did the cave get this big? Yeah. It hasn't collapsed or anything like that. Mm-hmm. And they think it's because of the monsoon season, water running through there, and massive amounts of water running through there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, to chisel out something that big, it has to be massive amounts of water over millions of years, billions probably, but.
Yeah, I haven't really talked to Alan or T because I kind of want to save what they want to tell us.
Yeah,
for
no,
the podcast,
that's why I'm like getting bits and pieces from them, because
Mm-hmm.
then when they get back, I can pull up and be like, hey, remember when you did this?
Yeah,
Can
like-
you talk about that more? Because they're
Yeah.
probably not going to remember everything that they did.
Oh no.
I know when I go on vacation, like I might remember the last 3 days before I got home, but like when I got there the first time, I probably have no idea what happened, especially if I'm there for 3 weeks.
Yeah, I definitely want to go on a vacation with everyone to somewhere like foreign.
You know, I actually really want to go to Japan with you guys. I
Yeah.
think that would be like the biggest one on my list, or Korea. I think would be really cool.
I heard Korean food is pretty good.
I did the Korean street food, just seeing some of the shit online. Like, I would be spending probably most of my night just going, trying different shit.
Oh, yeah. That's what I really want to do when I travel, is just try different foods. Just try the different foods there.
Me and Morgan, next September, are going to Italy.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Italy and Greece. And we're doing a tour through there, and my goal over there is, like, I want to have some of the best food I've ever had. Like, I need to, like, everyone talks about how good Italian wine is and how good Italian cuisine is.
Yeah.
Like, my goal is to eat some of the best food I've ever had. And if it goes well over there, that place is, like, number 2 or 3 on my bucket list. So it's like, I'd love to bring you guys there, too, to Italy, because the mountains, I know, are fucking gorgeous out there. But I know that place is, like, renowned for the best food in the world, other than, like, France, obviously, but the French.
Depends on where you go.
It depends entirely on your taste preferences, too, because, like, there's a number of things in French cuisine, like snails. I have no interest in eating snails, I'm sorry.
Well, definitely tried snails before. Because
are they good?
I don't know. They're too, like, it's the
texture
the texture and, like,
it's probably like fucking calamari, like raw calamari and snail are probably very similar, like slimy.
Yeah, slimy.
Yeah, and like,
because his parents,
oh, do they have snails?
They mixed it, like, I think it was snails that they mixed it into something. And they're like, you should try it. I was like,
oh yeah,
that's what all freaking Asian people do.
They got me to do duck head the same way.
They're like, try it. They're like, we won't tell you what it is, but just try
After
it.
you try it.
I'm trusting you. That's what every fucking growing up is like. Okay, just try it. Just try it.
They got me with shark fin that way. Oh. They got me with duck head that way. There's been a number of things that I remember in my past where I would have never eaten it if they had told me beforehand what it was.
Oh yeah.
But afterwards, like the dim sum, the shark fin was actually pretty good.
Oh,
like I'm not gonna say that like that's something that I'd go out and seek and eat again, but like I'm definitely would agree that like I get why that's good.
Yeah.
They
got. I was like, I was using. I'm like, I'm fine that I tried it, but I don't think I would want to eat this again.
Yeah, no, that's a number of things with the French cuisine too, like foie gras. Like where you like overfeed a fucking goose until the point where it's like literally obese and like so fat that like its meat is filled with fat. Like it's like literally animal abuse. But it apparently is one of like the most delicious things you can ever eat. Like in the olden days, they would eat it with a napkin over their face to hide the sin from God of eating it. They knew it was fucked up. Oh. And they still were like, I'm gonna eat this, but I'm gonna hide it from God.
Yeah,
like that's pretty fucked up.
Yeah,
like you know that it's fucked up if you're doing that shit.
Oh, yeah.
So it's like there's a number of things in French cuisine where I'm like, it's kind of brutal. But like I also
that's in like mostly every culture too.
I would,
like, they always have something fucked up.
The delicacies where you're like, oh shit.
Yeah.
The only delicacy that I would never want to try is I think it's skull or no it's an Icelandic thing. It's the fermented Greenland shark. Okay. But the waters in Greenland are so salty that full of like ammonia or something like that. Or not full. Their meat is full of ammonia, so they're poisonous to eat raw. So you have to ferment it and like let it rot for like a long time, and then you hang it up to dry it, and then you eat it.
Interesting.
And it tastes like cat piss apparently.
Why
why the fuck are you eating it in the first place? How is this a delicacy?
Yeah.
They're like, it puts hair on your chest. And I guess it's like that the moonshine that Alan gave us where you're like, why would anyone want to drink this willingly? But it's like, it puts fucking hair on your chest. I don't know. It's like a rite of passage for someone. I don't know.
I'm fine with no hair on my chest.
Yeah, I'm fucking fine. I've got plenty. I'm done. I don't need to eat anything that's gonna put hair on my chest.
Yeah.
Like that's there's some delicacies where I'm just like, I don't understand how this made it to the top of your cuisine list.
The old days, hey,
yeah, I mean, I guess
this is what they had back then.
The fact that they can make poisonous meat edible was probably a big fucking deal.
Like, oh,
like, oh shit, that's a lot of fucking meat we can eat now that it's barren out in Iceland. Like, obviously we're not eating seal anymore.
Yeah.
But it's like, would you rather eat seal or piss flavored meat? Like, I don't know.
Yeah. Bring your own spices.
Seriously.
I feel like it's like going on like cuisine and stuff. Japanese eat mostly like kind of like seafood kind of things.
A lot of raw stuff in Japanese.
I'm not like a seafood person, but I will definitely give it a shot because they will they make some pretty good
shellfish like crab, lobster, and shrimp. I fuck with pretty hard. There's a lot of fish that I fuck with. When you start getting like squids and shit like that, that's a little harder, like jellyfish. Just because it's the texture thing for me. Like
texture is a big part.
Yeah, we're also finding out how smart octopuses are, and that's something where I'm just like, ooh, something that might be more emotionally intelligent than I am is sliding down my throat. I don't know how I feel about that right now.
Just don't think about it. Just don't think about it.
Just don't think about it.
Yeah, I would definitely want to try it because I'm more willing to try new things.
Yeah.
Because it's like there's so much to life that I did not know of.
Shit, dude, especially food.
Yeah,
like food's a big part of life. Like that's like, I love going to places where they've been serving food for like hundreds of years. Because then, like, I don't know, for some reason that should just taste so much better.
Yeah.
Like when I was in England, I went to a fish and chips place that has been serving fish and chips since like the 1600s. And it has been using original recipe like the whole fucking time. Some of the best fucking food I've ever had.
Really?
Like seriously, dude, they were so fucking good.
Okay.
Where it's just like there's an art to like making food in old ways or like using ingredients that's not, like the shit we have now, like where it's like bleached flour.
Yeah.
And shit like that, like actually using like real corn flour or something along those lines. Like you can taste the fucking difference. It's so crazy. And like I'm so excited to go to Italy where like they view food as like part of life. Like that's like having good food is part of a good life.
Yeah.
Like you don't just eat frozen fucking chicken nuggets from a fucking freezer. Like that's like a sin over there. Like they're like, that's disgusting. Going to a country to eat where breaking pasta is like a fucking moment. like that. I'm so excited to go to a place like that. Cause like here in America, like, yeah, we have good food over here, like barbecue and shit like that. But like, you can't find that same level of like passion for food in this country as easily as you'll find it in Europe, I think.
Yeah. I feel like we're just we were at the top at some point.
We were. I mean, like this country was on top of a lot of things for a long time because it was the melting pot. It's like it encouraged multiple cultures to come here and do their own thing.
Yeah.
Now it's become very much a don't do anything different from what we want you to do.
Yeah.
And it has less become support, at least in the area that we are, is a lot more supportive of just shitty white people values. But it's like, it unfortunately that's the reality of things where it's just like, there is some good food out here, but it's like, it's really hard to like single out a lot of good places. And like, yeah, if you go to a big city like New York or Chicago and things like that change because like there's a significantly larger portion of people, but it's like this country's also fucking massive.
Yeah.
So it's really hard to go find a different style of cuisine when you drive 8 hours to get to one different state.
Or even like when you go to the new state and you want to go to like the high end places that have like the different cuisines.
Yep.
It's either exclusive.
Yep.
You gotta wait a while.
Yep.
And it's expensive as shit.
Like I granted I don't go out and sample a ton of local cuisine, but it's like it's really hard to find places that are hole in the walls anymore, where you get like really good local food. It's like a lot of it's chain shit now.
Yeah, it is.
Like there's very, very hard to find like mom and pop shops anymore that just do really good food from local shit. At least in this area, I should mention, like when you get a little more towards where I work, it might change a little bit, but like I also hate driving in a city and don't want to go fucking drive to get into a traffic stop or a traffic accident or something because someone's been doing something fucking stupid just to go get like a fucking euro.
Yeah. I've seen so many people just looking down.
Dude, it's getting so bad out there, dude. It's becoming like fucking Mad Max on the highways. Like, have you seen that picture of like a dude standing in a pool and there's people around him laughing at him, and it's blue water around him, and it's everyone like yellow piss water around everyone else, and the caption was what it feels like to drive the speed limit on the highway. Like everyone pissed the pool is laughing at you, and you who hasn't pissed the pool is standing there like, oh man. Like it's like it really does kind of feel like when you do the right thing, you get laughed at.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Like when you're driving the speed limit and everyone's zooming past, you're like, is this how you're supposed to go?
It's
crazy.
Speed of traffic's like a big thing, but like at a certain point when speed of traffic's going 25 fucking miles an hour over the speed limit, you're like, is this even legal?
Yeah, I know to a certain point. I'm not admitting anything, but
if I'm going 5 over and you're riding my ass, you could go around me. I'm already speeding for you, so
you can tell when someone's like wants to pass you and go faster. So I just go to the other lane, just like, hey, fucking pass by me.
Yeah, exactly. Like I've had my fair share of road rage incidents where like you try to give someone like the finger and then they try to run you off the fucking road. So you're just like, I'm not even gonna fucking engage with these people anymore. They're fucking psychopaths.
Yeah, I will. There's always this limit that I will go over. I will not go past it. I won't go more than it. Cause
as long as I'm not the fastest person or the slowest person, I'm doing okay.
Yeah, I don't like because going to speed limit is still terrible if you get into an accident. And if you go 20 miles over, it's even worse.
Yeah, exactly.
Gets
worse
and worse.
Especially if you're on like the fucking highway where it's like 55. Like 55 miles an hour going to a dead stop. I got into a crash at 20 miles an hour and my car was totaled.
Yeah, it's
like, what do you think's gonna happen at 5 miles an hour? It's like you're going to be totaled.
Yeah, you might even die.
Yeah, you probably will. Like that's like the odds are not in your fucking favor at 55 miles an hour.
It's like you gotta. Life is very important, but people take it for granted sometimes.
I mean, people. The biggest thing about being on the road is that like the human body isn't made to travel at fucking 50 miles an hour.
Yeah.
So like when you're traveling at 50 miles an hour, your brain's in a heightened state where everything feels like it's significantly more impactful, which it is. A dumb decision at 50 miles an hour is a lot more costly than a dumb decision at 2 miles an hour.
Yeah.
So it's like when people are in that heightened state and someone makes a dumb move, there's no like build up in anger because you're already at peak snap. Like you're ready to snap right away because you're at that heightened state. So like that's what the issue with road rage is now, is that people are so fucking wound up from daily life that when they get into their car, it winds it up fucking even more, and then one dickhead decides to pull out of a stop sign too fast, and now you're going to hunt him down.
Yeah.
Like
it's so stupid. It's like way back when we're taking driver's training, my instructor was like, hey, if you aren't tired by the time you get done driving, then you're doing something wrong.
Yeah, you're not paying enough attention.
You're not paying enough attention.
Yeah.
Because it is immensely exhausting. Like,
yeah, it needs to be mentally exhausting. It was like you're processing 8 different people's location, traveling at 50 miles an hour, trying to make sure that they're not too close to you and that you're not getting too close. Like, it's like it's a lot of internal input or external input that you have to process at a breakneck fucking speed.
Yeah. It's like you realize how much people don't pay attention. Even yesterday when I was driving, I was turning left and it was green. Guy was just sitting there. I'm like, this guy's on his phone.
Yep.
Then you know what they always do when they get caught? Hey, I'm supposed to go. They fucking speed.
Yep.
They speed
because they don't want you to pull up next to them and look at them.
Yeah.
I get like that's 90% of what it is, because I know whenever I, like, let's say I'm going down, one of the roads down there that has 2 lanes on each side. And someone pulls out from like a left turn lane and pulls into my lane when the other lane is empty. And then like makes me slow down all the way or whatever like that.
Yeah.
And then
like,
you go to pass them and then they fucking floor it. Yeah. And you're just like, you pulled in front of me going slow. I went to pass you to get out of your fucking way. And you can't even handle me glancing at you for a second because you did something fucking wrong.
Yeah.
Like, you don't want to own up to this piss-ass decision that you fucking made because you're a pussy.
I'm not gonna. Okay. So you know where I live? That light, like what? Like,
well, it sucks.
on the highway?
Yeah.
Not the one where like the roads are offline. The
2-lane where you're crossing the highway.
Yeah, crossing the highway. So like when you go towards the store, right? That light. So usually in the morning, it used to be when you're going like towards the highway, it's a yellow light, but they changed it to blinking red.
Yeah.
I have seen so many fucking stupid people
probably blow through that shit.
It's either they blow through it or they're dumb, and once it turns blinking red, I consider that, hey, this is now a 4-way stop.
It's a stop sign.
It's a stop sign.
4-way stop sign. Yeah, that's exactly what it means.
And people just don't understand, hey, just because it's a light and it's blinking red does not mean, hey, you can go.
My favorite part is when people have stopped, like it's a 4-way stop, and then there's like some big ass truck that goes like with another person in front of him, where he's just like, "Oh, this whole lane's like, gonna go now."
Why?
Yeah, it's like,
now you're fucking up the rotation.
Everyone now is confused and has no idea what we're doing. Like, that's my favorite fucking part.
I'm like, hey, it's now our turn. It's that person's turn on the left. Or
I was like,
I've seen some people just wait the entire like waiting for us.
Yeah.
Like, just go.
Yeah, it's like, it's your fucking turn.
It's your turn. Just go.
Yeah.
I have seen so many people just like follow the person in front of them. Like, why?
Yeah, what are you doing? It's like, people are so fucking impatient on the road. It's crazy.
Yeah, it pisses me off. Like, dude, just don't fuck up the rotation because, no offense, people, it confuses the shit out of people.
I'm not even going to lie. When someone fucks up the rotation, then I get confused sometimes too, because then I'm just like, okay, now is everyone going to honor the rotation still and I'm going to go? Or is someone now just going to break the fucking rotation now? And now someone else is going to go. So then I sit there like a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
And then everyone's like, why isn't he going? And then you're just like, I don't know what to do now.
I have noticed so many fucking times where someone breaks a rotation. I wait the same amount of time as everyone else. Then you know how you do, like, do you pull forward, then the other person pull forward at the same time? I hate that so much. So I try and react like a second or two faster.
Yep.
To, stop them. Like, hey, I'm just going to go.
If I start inching, I just go.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't ever like hit the brake again where I'm just like, all right, they're going to inch and I'm going to go and they're going to stop after they realize that I've gone and they're going to call me a pushy bastard. But it's like we were just going to sit there in an indecision, so I'm the decision maker here and you're the fucking asshole.
Yeah. It's like, I'm going to start the rotation back up again.
Yeah, it's like, I will fix this problem.
Yeah, I have done that so many times where someone just keeps on going. The 4-way stop with the greenhouse next to my house, that 4-way stop, I hate that fucking 4-way stop
too.
So many people just go when they're not supposed to. Yep. I'm like, stop. Just stop for 1 fucking second. Realize, hey, it's not your fucking turn. Slow the fuck down, dude.
Yeah, no, I hate it so much. There's a number, like the 4-way stop, I hate when you like see someone's gonna stop at the same time as you, so you're just like slowing down. So you're like, you stop first.
Do they still let you go
and
first?
They'll still be like, come on, dude.
Yeah, I've seen that so many fucking times where I'm like, just go. Honestly, I'm at the point where if we stop at the same time, I just wave right away immediately. Just go. Come on, dude.
Move. Just going.
Yeah. Then I seen so many pedestrians that are just riding their bikes and like running around because it's summertime. It's I stop far away from the sidewalk, from like the crosswalk, so
they have room to walk.
Yeah, I see. Like when they see me do that, they are nice enough where like, hey, you're nice enough to stop that far away. You can go.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, thank you.
Yeah. Over where I work, dude. It's crazy. People just walk across the street like they don't give a fuck. I was driving down the street. That was like a 40-mile-an-hour street. And someone just walked into the road and then like realized that it was a road, and then like backed up because like the road was fucking full. Like they just walked out into the fucking road like it was a sidewalk, and then was like, "Oh shit, there's cars out here." Mm-hmm. Which is, what are you doing that inclines you to walk into the middle of a busy street, and then once in the street, now we realize we're in the fucking street. The sidewalk's this thin.
Yeah.
Then right into the street. You walked out of a building and then just kept walking into the fucking road. You weren't looking at your phone. Mm-hmm. You weren't doing anything. You just walked into the street and then was like, "Oh, I shouldn't be doing this."
Yeah, yeah.
Like, you could have just gotten plowed over. Like, you're just lucky that at that time there was not a car right there.
I hate the road that connects to the fucking... People do not pay attention to people at all. Pedestrians. I hate it. I seen it so many times where someone's not looking.
I mean, we went to school with a kid that got killed because no one was looking on the highway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, pay attention.
Johnny, right?
Yeah, Johnny.
Yeah. Crazy.
Yeah. He was a good guy.
He was. I had a number of classes with him. He was actually a really sweet guy.
Yeah, he was very nice.
He was really funny. He had a lot of jokes.
A PE class with that guy. Great.
I was in science with him.
Oh, he wasn't the brightest bunch, but he was...
No, it was not. No. But me and him would get in groups a lot, and I'd help him a lot with his project.
I seen that a lot in school. I just didn't know. I didn't want to help people.
I think that's why I was like universally like just kind of like who everyone knew. It's because 9 times out of 10 someone was in a project with me, and I don't like group thinking with people that don't group think similar to me.
Yeah.
So like 9 times out of 10 I'm like, I'll just fucking do it, and you just need to read off the projection screen when we present. That's all you gotta do.
Yeah, I wasn't for group projects.
I hate group projects so much. Well, just because everyone just talks, and then eventually you're like, okay, someone's gonna have to do the work.
Mm-hmm. All right. Colleges, don't fucking do group projects if you're taking online classes. I shouldn't have to. There's a reason why I'm taking online classes, so I can't. It fits my time.
Like, it's not like a logistic nightmare to organize that, but like that's too much logistic organizing for a fucking online college student to organize a call with other online college students who probably do school at their own pace.
I had it so many fucking times when I took a fucking class. I have to do a group project, and some fucking asshole doesn't do their part.
Yep.
Then you know what happens? But I get a worse grade because it's a group project.
Yep.
I understand. Hey,
it's not fair.
When you're in college, you're a fucking adult, right?
Yeah.
You fucking do your fucking part.
Yep.
If you're not gonna do your part, say that to us so we can either do it.
Part of my grade should not be having to motivate someone in my group.
Yeah, it's not.
Like, that's not my job.
Yeah, that's why I hate when I was taking online fucking classes. Like, I shouldn't have to fucking do group projects.
That would have frustrated the fuck out of me too.
If I wanted to do group projects, I would take fucking...
I'd be in school.
I would be in school.
Yeah, I'd be in an actual... Like, I'd not be doing online courses. Yeah. I'd be sitting in a classroom.
Yeah.
Like,
I did fucking online to fit my schedule so I can work by myself. And I can do it at my own pace without having to worry about anyone else.
Yeah, seriously. That would have bothered the fuck out of me too.
Yeah, I fucking hate it. Fucking just do your shit, dude. You're a fucking adult. I understand. Like, this... it could mean the whole fucking world to someone else. It may mean nothing to you, but it could mean something to someone else.
It could mean everything to someone else.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, seriously, that's...
It's like they could be the first to go to college. Hey,
yeah.
They're like, I have to make it.
Yep.
There's, like, so many people where they're, like, the first of their families. Like, they're it's like, I have to make it.
I mean, that's, like, getting back to the self-motivated thing. Where it's just, like, there's so many people that are just so self-motivated that don't even consider that circumstance to be around them.
It's like, I just want the best.
I blame TikTok.
Yeah, I blame social media.
I mean, that's just me being an old angry man. I do blame social media as a whole. It's starting with Facebook is where the problem started.
What do you mean MySpace, bro? Come on.
I don't even think MySpace was that toxic. Like, MySpace, I mean, like, you had, like, on MySpace, like, you had, like, your 10 top friends on your page. Mm-hmm. And, like, if you took one of your friends off, yeah, that was a big fucking deal. But, like, nobody was, like baiting elderly citizens into giving their entire bank accounts to them. The age we live in now is just so full. Like, in an age where money is based on clicks, and someone can just go post like just to keep things PC. Like they post on like Red Dead Redemption 2 video, this is one of the worst games ever produced, and then it has 800 comments and like 30,000 dislikes. They still get money for that.
Yeah.
Like it's like that's because it has that much interaction and it has that much clicks.
Yeah.
So it's like in a world where you can get paid for hate, it's like people are incentivized to be hateful, to be self-motivated, and to be spiteful. Like that's unfortunately the world that we live in right now, and that's like the biggest thing. If that wants to be combated, is like we need to put regulation on that. It's like you can't get paid for hate speech. Like even if it gets interaction and clicks online, like there should be nothing.
But then that's gonna go with hey, this is my personal opinion thing.
Fuck your. But if you have a personal opinion that's classified as hate speech, at a certain point, then that's protected under other rights.
Yeah,
where it's like you can't say hate speech, like that is a crime.
Yeah,
but it's like right now you can't really prosecute somebody online seemingly for hate speech. So
there's so many steps to try and regulate that.
It's a lot of steps. But I think the first one is demonetizing. Like there has to be a way to like. YouTube's
been demonetizing.
It's been trying, but then it also like it just banned gun sponsorships. Like if you're a gun channel and you're sponsored by a gun company, that's against their terms of service. You cannot upload videos to YouTube like that. So like there's a bunch of channels that are online now that are actually good, informative gun channels.
Yeah.
That now have their entire livelihoods at risk because of their terms of service against guns.
Yeah.
Where it's just like yes, they are trying to combat it, but it's like no one's trying to combat it intelligently.
Yeah, I saw a video of a guy saying, "Hey, if we have if our right is taken away because of someone else, that's not a right; it's a privilege that the government can take away from you whenever they want."
I mean, that's a big argument for the United States, and like George Carlin is one of the best comedians of all time that actually came out and said this, that like rights aren't rights if they can be taken away. It's plain and simple. So it's like in this country, everything can be taken away from you, so it's not right. It's a privilege.
Yeah. And it's a privilege. It's more of a privilege for lower class, I believe, because we can't we don't have as much money.
Yeah, money buys you privilege.
Yeah, money buys you a lot of fucking things.
And you know what? It's been a privilege to be with you here today, Kip. How about that for a segue?
It's a shitty segue. Well, thank you for listening to our second podcast of TOG.
Second?
Yeah.
It's the only second one that's going up.
What do you mean?
So
it's always been second.
Oh, that's right.
It's always been second.
Yeah, it was the first, and then we said second.
Because you
fucked it up.
No,
don't look at me like I fucked it up. You're the one who talks every time.
Yeah, I don't have a fucking choice. You fuckers don't want to do anything. I gotta do everything. What do you mean? All right. Welcome to. Thank you for listening.
Thanks for listening. Ooh.